Hey, what's going on, everybody? Um, just wanted to say this is a live recording of what occurred in the small account mastery over at Simpler Trading. Just recently, I did a drama-free day trade class, which is basically kind of like scalping premium type of aspect. So I did this in a small account, a small $2,000 account. Today profited $92.50, which is 4.6% of the net liquidating value. This is all live, so you hear me talking to people. This is everyone in the chat room, and we're talking about it. You'll see the trade unfold. You can see my screen being recorded. But I just wanted to let you know, like, who am I talking to? This is just during a live session in my small account mastery where me and John Carter teamed up, and we help grow small accounts. And but yeah, we do this trade. We're starting to do it every morning now. And that's what we're going to get it going and building. And the goal is to get it to where this account starts producing a minimum of $200 a day, which is over a course of a year. If you do get that average, then it is about $45,000 a year, which I believe most people are trading to replace their current job and live life how they want. And so, therefore, I think having that first goal, it does seem logical and feasible. But yeah, I just want to let y'all know that is why you'll hear me talking to people. It's completely live. I'll be talking to people, placing trading. You will see today is all over the place, and it's very interesting because today I was the dark pool. I follow the dark pool, and there was a lot of heavy selling yesterday in the dark pool from the prior day. So that made me want to lean more bearish, which you'll hear me in the commentary as I was talking to everybody else. But we waited for the trigger and got in and out pretty quickly. But yeah, check out this trade. Leave any questions you may have in the comment section below. I answer every single one of them. I'll leave a link in the description, one for a trial to the Small Account Mastery if you wish to try it out, and another link to my Drama Free Day Trades class that we just did and got some pretty good feedback from as well. You can look at it, kind of see how it played out and worked, things of that nature. But that's it, really. By all means, leave me some questions. Let me know what you think. See y'all tomorrow on the next one. All right, good morning, everybody. Y'all ready to try out a new era of the small account mastery? Good morning. So you guys have me on sound? Sounds good? Okay. Just asking because the little wavy thing wasn't moving at the top of the screen. All right, so, well, today makes it an interesting day to kick off this entire endeavor simply because, so those of y'all that don't know, though most of you should by now, that I follow the dark pool and whatnot. And last night, the SPY actually had plus 15 million. That's supposed to be a 5 million late prints. So basically, what does that mean? So the late prints came in on the SPY at 410. At 15 million. So basically, all it really means is the path of least resistance right now is to the downside. And now we just need to kind of pick our entries for this setup, and we're kind of going to have to kind of be patient on that one because it does run into an issue here. There is a little bit of a trend line right here, right, that we stopped at yesterday, and we basically need to see if we start to break it and flush down. Then okay, obviously selling calls would be the way to go, but if we start to push up, then obviously puts is the way to go. So there's late prints going down into support, so we kind of need to wait to see which direction we wish to take it. But if we're going to go ahead and look at it from larger perspective, the ES is currently same thing. It ran right up into support, still down here on the support level, and it's obviously the same trend line. But let's go ahead and look at this, right, we're looking at here. So what I am kind of looking forward to happen is I am more than likely going to want to potentially sell into a pop, but I want to see, let the charts show me that the pop is going to happen. So, you know, we have our 15, 30 minute, and here's a 2-hour chart. Let's narrow it back down to 1 hour. Ideally, kind of what I would like to see is a either a rally into resistance, and then when we get back below VWAP, sell some calls on it, mainly because of this support or resistance zone is here, and then the overnight pressure from the late sell prints. But if this 30-minute squeeze starts to push lower, then we could also take it that way. But we could wait and see. We'll wait the 15-minute, the textbook 15 minutes of wait to see what shakes out, and try to pick our entries from there. Really, that's pretty much all we really got for now. That is worth doing. But I do like the idea of a short size simply because of the late sell prints. But it doesn't mean that the market doesn't have to digest what occurred yesterday. Kill some theta. All right, sounds good. Awesome. But yes, and also I will be trading in a small $2,000 account, so I'll be trading ES features, and the goal is to go ahead and make some quick cash and get out of the way. And here comes the bears. And like I said, those late sell prints made me think this is going to be a selling the put type of, or calls type of day. Let's see what we're looking at over here. Calls. And what I'm going to talk to y'all about as well. So since I'm going to be trading in a small account, I'm going to be looking at anywhere between a delta 20 to 15, and it is more than likely going to be 30 strikes wide. Now, since it is that wide, that means premium is going to hold on longer. So I'm going to take profits sooner, and I will be closing the whole spread instead of just the short leg, simply because the long leg, since it is such a narrow spread, that it still holds value. When you go wide and less deltas, that short leg has less value. But in this case, since it is a small account, when I go more deltas and close the whole position, because it offers a little bit more wiggle room, and then I will also look to lock it up early. So hopefully that all makes sense and we'll get to see it all play out. But I do like the idea of the short side, like I said, because of late sell prints, and we also have a 30-minute squeeze pushing lower. Obviously everything is pointing to the downside, and we just got to pick our entries. Let's take a look at ticks, immediately roll over. We can give it some time. I'm tempted to hop in now, but we'll be a very specific, I guess, is what we'll say. Y'all still there? You guys are kind of quiet. I'm used to getting yelled at by now. You there? All right. All right, and so if this is your first time here in the Small Account Mastery, welcome. Glad to have y'all. I believe most of y'all signed up for a trial, so it'd be great to see where this whole thing goes. And while I am letting this digest, like I said, I am mentioning to sell some calls right now, but since the goal is to grow a small account, we'll be very precise on entries, because if the market does go down, guess what? VIX is going to spike, and we'll still have some premium there. So the goal here is, how can I explain it? Okay, so now the small account mastery is going to have a $2,000 account, and my goal is to compound it through doing these 0 DTE expiration trades, and then throughout doing these 0 DTE trades, once we grow it big enough, then start throwing on a few swings with it, and then then you just see it grow from there. And then I have like my goal is because typically everyone trades wanting to replace their income source. No, like for the most part, that's what everyone's trying to do. So my goal is to get this little 2AK count up to where it is enough to make about $200 a day. Now, why $200 a day? That is simply because $200 a day over a course of a year equates to about a $45,000 a year, which is a decent salary for most people, depending on how you do this or how you live. But yes, I do have intentions of doing this trade every day. That as long as there's no economic events in the way, and I'll give alerts out saying, all right, we're not going to do it tomorrow or whatnot, things like that. As far as a trial, Jasmine, Yeah, I have a link. You just share a link with that person. Decent for what country? That's a very good point there, Bobby. Let me get you a link. I have a link right here, Jasmine, if you want to share it with. Oh, never mind. Lee's on the ball. That's the link if you wish to hand out for a trial. I already checked the news, and I'm not seeing anything worth staying out. So we have the crude inventory, the New Zealand GDP is coming out. All the other country stuff have stuff going on, but I don't expect that to really force to change the narrative today. Because while we're waiting here, I'll just paint this or show you all this. So when I talked about the late prints, right there, 15 million. If you're unfamiliar with what that means is right up here at 410. Let's bring this back. Right up here at 410. Yesterday, there was prints hitting 410 and a few cents yesterday when the market was all the way down here. So what does that mean? That means someone, I have theory, but I'm not going to get into it, was selling into everyone buying this pop. And then the next day, it hits the tape down here. Every time I get big prints, there is a ginormous move. And guess what? That was yesterday. I'm actually waiting for this to break, and then I think we are going to flush quite a bit lower going past the June lows. So that's what I am waiting for. But yeah, that's how that kind of works there. There'll be more information on the whole dark pool thing coming later, but that is basically how it works. They were selling yesterday or day before yesterday. It hit the tape yesterday, and now it is basically that supply is overhead. And say cool, got you hooked up there, Vic. So the future, these are futures options. So be aware that these are options of the futures. So these are 0 DTE options that expire today. All right, but let's go ahead and look at the internals, see what is happening here. How is the market digesting everything? The blue trend line, I personally would like, what I would like to see, honestly, is maybe just a rally up to here and then a fail. Because if we start to do that, then that'll be the break of the 15-minute range low, and then that could kind of be the trigger, you know? The goal today, if this is, and I see your question there, Dragonfly. So if this is a 2K account, my goal is literally to only make at least 20 bucks. That is 1% today. In the future, as it compounds, my goal is to make it to where this account, this 2K account, is making a minimum of $200 a day, because that equals approximately 45K a year. So starting small and looking to get it big through compounding and various swing trades and these 0 days expiration trades. So hopefully that answers that question there. All right, I do like the rejection here. We are currently 10 minutes into the day. And like I said, I do like the short side. Let's go ahead and look here. So we do have a 30-minute squeeze going lower, a 1-hour squeeze starting to compress. We are below VWAP. I would like to see this all start to push lower, in my opinion. Stop loss is 3 times the credit you receive based on your position, what product you chose to do, what strikes you wish to do. Like I said, I am going to do about a delta 15 to 20-ish and make it about 30 wide, based on, because I'm doing a small account. If you're going to do a large account, I say do SPX about 50 wide, and the stop loss is always 3 times the credit you receive on the entire spread. Always. And also think about stop losses. I want to say here, for the small account, I want to use a stop loss on the entire spread versus just the short leg, simply because it is a narrower spread. The long option is going to hold more value. So those are some adjustments I am making after critiquing some things that I view would be best suited for this type of strategy. And so right now, this is basically the 15-minute low. If we start to break below basically 39.50, I am going to start teeing up some calls to be sold. Ticks have been pretty neutral the whole day, or which the whole day is all of not very long, 12 minutes. But we'll see what happens here. The advanced decline has been falling. We got a spike up, been falling. Let's see what plays out there. And like I said, I will give verbal alerts. I will talk through what I'm doing. Then I will send out a alert through the app. If you cannot be here live, I really don't think you should try following along at home, because I think it can make it a little bit more difficult. So if you wish to try, that's your call. But this is something I do think kind of being live has its benefits for, because entering the trade, talking y'all through it, then hopping into some then sending out alerts, kind of the time gap can be kind of extensive. The 15 and 1 hour yellow histograms have reducing length. It could be consolidating. No, I am charting on Thinkorswim, and I'll be placing the trade in Tastyworks. Yes, nothing's changed since the class, John. Nothing's changed. I only made the tweaks simply because it's a small account. That is it. Otherwise, the setups from the class are still the same for SPX. But right now, just waiting to see what happens here. I do believe we're back above VWAP now. Okay, interesting. Let me see if we're near any crazy voodoo lines that David likes to put in our way. But we have simply based, so. The broker you're currently using is fine. I'm just use Tasty because that's the broker I wish to use. You could use whatever broker that you have. Why are we so janky here, Thinkorswim? Here we go. Now we came down close to a snow line. Let's see what happens if we get above this level. But like I said, maybe this 30-minute squeeze doesn't want to slingshot higher. Maybe selling puts would be the way to go today. Tough to want to fight it, but hey, like I said, we're coming down to support and we're pushing higher. But yeah, we might be selling the puts. You're right, Dennis. It's just like what happened during the live trading, the plug your nose and buy type situation. All right, so there's our 15-minute range high, 15-minute range low. See what happens. This is interesting that the VIX is falling, so we'll take note of that. Ticks haven't really moved anywhere. Let's see what happens. So basically what this is looking like it's going to turn into, if we're basing here, and maybe this might be a simple reversion at another time frame. Let's look at the 4-hour. So we're all the way down here on the 4-hour, right? So a reversion could potentially start with the 1 hour, or sorry, 30-minute squeeze starting to push higher. And then we're getting a break here on the 15. Let's give it a minute. If we do start to close above these levels, all right, we're going to flip it and go put side. Buyers won't be deterred for now, Nasir. They're there. All right, then. Oh, I don't even know why I clicked on 30-minute there. Let's see, is it 2 minutes starting to slingshot? Like I said, having a hard time trusting it based off of those prints, but it doesn't mean we can't simply consolidate for a day, especially after the big news that came out yesterday, the big move. Are they the top sectors right now? Let's see here. If we do start to push up here and close at the highs up here, I'm simply just going to have to plug my nose and buy and see what happens there. Because VWAP right now is at basically 39.60. So we'll see if this basing pattern is going to hold. Is there a 1 hour buy signal? We have a 30-minute buy signal here. We don't have a 1 hour buy signal yet. A 1 hour buy signal will be triggered not until we get above this candle. So it's going to take some time for that one to get working. But I need more confirmation. Like I said, those late prints have me hesitant at the moment. Is there more detailed information on this SB Hyde? Yes, I actually just did a class on this. If you're not understanding as far as why we are why we're doing what we're doing, yeah, I just concluded a class on it. We did 12 days of live trading. Right. You're right, Nasir. Best class yet? Ah, thanks. I appreciate that. I really do try. But if we ever get claws in here, I want everyone to point fingers at them and say welcome. Late prints, what does that mean? Yeah, I'll go into that here in a minute. I want to see if we get a little bit of a push here, but basically all it really means is I don't even think it's institution. I think it's our government, if I'm being honest. But nonetheless, trades are being hidden, sold into the huge rally, and they're hidden and they don't get reported for 24 hours. But yeah, I'll cover that here in a moment. Here comes the test of VWAP. Most of the time when I see those big prints, I load up on the side they're going, but yeah, I'll break it down here in a moment before I have to take off of here. But see, this is what I was talking about here. The rejection right there at that resistance level and see what follows through. And typically if there is no setup within the first hour or so, since it is a small account, I think I'm just going to chalk it up to a no trade day, simply because the goal is to get it going there. And as of late, it's been kind of a little tricky, as all of y'all have seen. Sunny, one-page description is really simply we're picking market direction for the day. We're selling anywhere from a delta 20 down to a delta 10 or 5 credit spread, and we're locking it up near 80% roughly, and your stop is 3 times the credit received. That's pretty much it there, Sunny. Okay, fix starting to, or the tick, sorry, starting to finally move a little bit lower. Let's see what happens here. Let's see. Let's pull this up real quick. Kind of a mixed bag right now. But we're right below this level right here, this resistance level. After this huge flush. Is that where the wall's at on Mark Bookmap? The thick lines on the bottom of that image, right, represent that's a lot of liquidity holding price up, right? At basically 39.60, or am I misreading that? I have a vague idea of reading Bookmap. But what I am going to do now is basically my plan for this trade for today is if price continues to get rejected, we get below VWAP, and I think everything is going to start flushing lower, especially if we're below resistance. This squeeze will start pushing negative. This squeeze will start to push red again, and then everything will continue forth for the day. We're kind of getting to that zone, that point now. Let's see if the internals support the decision. Nothing too crazy yet. We may just be sandwiched here for a little bit. Iron condors, I don't like them on this trade setup, Tom. Soya, not my jam. I personally don't like them. Because you have to hold on to them all day. But at this point, basically my thesis, I'm chopping it up to I want to go bullish above here, and I'll go bearish below here. Now we just have to wait for an entry. Rafting, yes. I don't know yet, Greg. Haven't got the trigger yet. But it depends on the once you get triggered, it's depending on what the deltas are at that moment in time. And Nasir, would you go faster if we retest and fail? Yeah, if we retest and fail, then I think we're going to have more price. So the way I'm looking at this is price is either going to come here, test, and go this way, or price is going to go like this, and like this. So it's at the pivot point to go higher now, but if it breaks, it's going to rally and then fail. It's kind of literally, it's just, I think the market is digesting the overnight, or what happened yesterday, the move yesterday, and we'll see what happens there. But I still, like I said, the dark pool makes me want to go short, but if the price action says, hey, we're going to push a little higher today, then I'll play the upside. Yeah, it could chop all day. But you got to remember, if you don't have to place a trade. Like if there is a time to where like there's no setup, then we simply just don't have to place a trade. But that is what I am looking for, and we'll see if it presents itself. If it doesn't, it's all right. We'll come back tomorrow and hop right back at it. I don't have to force anything. All right. Come on, market. Give me something. That's right. We could be right. We could be a little wrong, or could go against us wrong, or go against us slowly. Just can't be way wrong. Here we go. We're gonna push it, bring it on down, because everyone's starting to not believe me about this whole dark pool talk I'm giving. Wait for it. Psych. The depths of the waves. That's very true there, Neil. The waves is what gets you. What's y'all's thesis? Up or down today? Or we're just chilling. Chop. Okay, well, let me put it this way. If you're assuming chop, what would you lean towards selling? The calls or the put side? Let's just some saying calls, some saying puts. Yep, it tested VWAP going up. John's already sold the puts. Here we are, 30 minutes in. We're going to get it. I'm all for selling the put side if we continue pushing higher. Now, if this prints light blue within the next minute, that could be a pretty good indication that selling the puts is the way to go. Because, reason being, is if this prints light blue, typically it has follow through, typically. Push higher, then this will continue higher. Alright, so now we have the 15-minute squeeze going light blue, hourly squeeze going light blue. So, let's wait. But still, if these are turning bullish, then a break at this high should be no problem. So some of y'all sold puts, some sold calls. Excellent. We'll see how this goes, because I really think it could go either way right now. But something worth noting is the tick's starting to push higher. VIX is indeed falling. It does look like it's forming a 5-minute flag. And I'm all for everyone winning. Well, I'm still here. Just not a lot more to say. Just waiting. Being much more particular as well, simply because with a small account, obviously a loser could take a bigger chunk out of it. So you really do have to know your entries. Yeah, for the most part, basically I'm looking for either a breakout to the upside or a flush back below VWAP. That's basically the whole scenario I'm waiting for right here. Greg, the only 10x bars I have is the ones right here on the 15-minute chart. These are early in and out bars on these candles, or the 30-minute 1 hour chart. These are early in and out candles. This is 10x bars. 10x is only on my 15-minute chart with the far left. Yeah. Did he? Right on. Because I am thinking this is going to fail. Is this it? This is the moment. And ticks are going negative. And here it is. Negative 600. Alright, just give me below 39.60. Then I want to sell some calls. Ticks negative. One more push, then I'm going to hop in. What I want to look at doing, just so we could plan this and look at calls, I'll probably sell these Delta 17s. And then we'll see how much this is going to cost me there. I guess I'll have to bring it in closer some. Still too much. Wow, that's quite a difference for one strike difference. So what I'm doing is I'm working the amount of, that's only what, 10, 15, 20 wide? Yes. Typically, yeah, at least get 25 wide. Alright, so let's see here. We're starting to break down. We're testing VWAP, moving lower. So I am going to sell calls because I do think that is the path of least resistance due to the squeeze and the due to the squeeze and due to the dark pool selling that occurred. Well, I guess I can only get it for today's expiration. 2020 wide. All right. Well, I guess it is what it is. See if that flush worked. Waiting for it. Still haven't pulled it yet. Oh, that is nuts. The higher the delta, the slower the theta burn is basically how it works. It goes all day, but it moves slower. Is pretty much the theory there. But if you're further out of the money, the little move in the theta decay burns much quicker. Seems bullish for me. It may be. But with the takes going negative, it doesn't like want to go lower. But I haven't pulled it yet. Still waiting for that close below it. Or the break of 39.60. There doesn't seem to be any type of direction right now. When I just buy low delta means smaller stop loss too. So if you get a higher delta, you take profit early, you have a wider stop loss, so you can get out. You close it for 50, 60% or whatnot, then you can kind of get it that way. So that's why I am aiming it towards that direction. Can't make up his mind, right? Certainly just has been in a tight range since the open, right? Just boop, boop. So that what that does tell you is whatever way it does start to push, there should be at least some sort of conviction in the way or in the direction. So it's either this way or this way. See how it's just bouncing back and forth? And once it breaks one way or the other, I think we'll finally get the move. Absolutely. Follow along with John. Certainly a mixed bag today, so not making the job easy. Yeah, Tupac, typically after a big move, there's an inside day the next day. Typically. And we could have a inside day today, but we're stuck below resistance, which is simply just this peak right here. Like no secret there. My question is, are we going to break through and push higher, or are we going to push lower? Really is anybody's I mean, actually, if you look at it here, this is also minor support right here too. So we're kind of just mixed between both. the VIX gives it up right here. We may get the pop to the upside. Apple and Tesla are higher. I do now. Almost shorted Apple yesterday. The clock is ticking. We're gonna go one way or the other. It's maybe one way to kick this off in here with not doing one. So those of you that already entered, what are y'all what's your how much credit have you received so far? Lead to the 39.10 puts. Nice. Yeah, but Lee's like a sniper. I don't know if y'all know that. He'll come in and like I'm like, yeah, I got $2 of credit. He's like, well, I got 8. Some of the other 39 calls, yeah. Okay, I think right now it's any game. Like, it's obviously completely sideways. The only reason I haven't hopped into the upside, it does look like it wants to. It's just because of those dark pool prints, and then everything's not joining together. That's why I wanted to break up here. Well, now might be the call side. Are we gonna get it? We get that flush down? You're on vacation, John. You live on vacation. uh, no, it's not a positive. It's just mixed. It's a mixed bag right now. I mean, you can simply look at it. Uh, everybody that it's simply just sideways, like it's clear chop sideways, the same between support and resistance. And for me, I'm wanting a trigger to one side or the other. And I would like it to happen within the first hour. And if it doesn't happen, then we'll come back tomorrow and rejoin. Yeah, I know who. I know that's you over there. Like I said, I'm not kidding there, Jonathan. You live on vacation. The guy rides jet skis to go play with dolphins. Like, who gets to do that? That's some like John Carter stuff. Greg, to answer your question, importance of price action being more attractive towards the upper end of the 15-minute range. No, it's just support and resistance. It's just consolidating. Like I said, the market had a huge move yesterday, right? That is not a huge, or that's not a normal type of move, right? And so the market has to digest it. I'm leaning more to the bear side based off of volume and some technicals, but at the same time, if it doesn't present itself, I'm not going to go chasing it. So just kind of, like I said, just letting it figure itself out, really. Nothing to do. You're going to pass today? No problem with that. I mean, I'm starting to look like I might even pass it up on it today because it's not, if the direction isn't clear, then you don't have to take a trade. But for those of you that took a trade, like if you found your setup and you think you are going to, basically what I'm saying is if you saw your setup and you took it, then great. But I mean, look at that. It's super tight. That's a 360 to basically, that's a 10-point tight range since the open, pretty much. But yeah, nothing's wrong with taking the day off. But something worth noting is these wicks right here at this level. John K, you got 322 is now at 305. All right, right on. Nasir did the call side. Paul did. Flyboy did calls. What did you do, Paul? You did the sold the 39.95 25 wide. What the call said. DDM, yes. With chop, either side will work for you. But the problem right now is this compression isn't going to last all day. I think it's going to pop one direction or the other, one direction or the other slightly. I won't say it's not going to be like a move like yesterday, but it will move. Typically, when you get sideways days, it's kind of like when a large move happens overnight and it consolidates all day. This one had a large move yesterday over a significant fundamental news that moved lower over move lower off of, like I said, the fundamental news and whatnot. Come on, break the 39.60. I'm looking for the calls. But yes, I don't think it's going to stay sideways today based off how tight it is. This is just a big battle of buyers and sellers, and it's going to go one way or the other. But my bias is just to the short side simply because of the dark pool prints. And now I have a bias, I need a trigger to get in. But something worth looking at is, you see these wicks? These wicks show that buyer or sellers are pushing price down every single time. Come on, let's do it. It's almost like they know we're watching this. So if it does start to move lower, like I want it to, then this 15-minute squeeze will start to push lower, then the 30-minute should follow. Oh, we're gonna do it. Make my day. All right, there it goes. All right, I'm gonna hop on the call side, accepting the risk and letting it ride. So calls, like I said here, can I make it a little bit wider? No, too much. Okay, so I'm gonna sell the 39.85 calls. If it will let me. Oh, that jumped on me. Okay, 39.80, 39.95. Well, apparently that's all I'm going to be able to get. Small count. Let's confirm. Yeah, it's looking like it may want to go. So you can give me one more pop or when it fell. Now the ticks are going down. I'm going to go in. Oh man, that's the wrong button. Oh, that's what was happening. Jeez, okay. 39.80, 40.15 is what I'm looking for. I'm going to go ahead and get one. And okay, so I was just filled. I sold the 39.80 calls, bought the 40.15 calls for $3.45, which I only got 50% of that. And that is just based off of how there was dark pool volume. We started right below VWAP, and the squeeze is starting to look weak. Now, where would I consider myself wrong? If price does start to continue pushing higher and we do break above this trend line and start to rally, I may just cut it early. But if we just grind up higher, then I will go ahead and just consider holding on to it. So there are two different scenarios there. I'm wrong, Terry. Did I put the trade in wrong? I hope I didn't. No, I'm not long. Freaked me out there, Terry. I was like, did I do it wrong? In front of a live audience, that ain't good for business. Look at the 1 hour squeeze. Yeah, 1 hour squeeze is building up. So does that um all make sense? As far as so the entire oh, I got you, Terry. Okay. Freaked me out. I was like, what? No, that's not the way to start this. um so this is the whole setup, and this is why we're patient. Something like if you're with me during live trading, y'all guys saw me all over the place. Patience has definitely paid the last few days, and that is something I think worth doing. And actually, I did say I'll send out an alert first, so let me send this alert out. And this is why I do think you need to be here live, because it is quite a juggling match between just myself doing it, and then so that's why I do think you need to be here live for it. So I did tell you I did a call credit spread. I personally sold, they were about Delta 17 at the time. And I'll give my personal fills out here in a moment. So this text right here, this alert, is simply just to tell you what I did do, or as far as call side and put side. Now, fills, I did ES options, the 39.80, 40, 15 call credit spread for 3.45 credit. Now, stop loss is 3 times your credit received. That's a big thing there. All right. So I got 345. Took 65 a contract, 2 minutes. Did you do that while on a jet ski petting your dolphin, Jonathan? Because that would be great if you did. I need a picture of that. Petting your dogs. Good enough. All right, so let's go ahead and break this down real quick as far as who, what, where, and why I did everything. So right now the account is up 2% off a small account basis, right? This is $2,000. What I'm looking at here is, so remember, I'll do a quick trade breakdown then answer your questions. There was large dark pool selling at 410 on the SPY yesterday. So that, and I've been telling you this whole time I had a short bias, but we needed a trigger. What was the trigger today? There was a huge battle happening between 39.60 and 39.70 pretty much since the open up until a few minutes ago. There are squeezes now on the 1 hour chart, 30-minute chart, and 15-minute chart. The 15-minute is starting to go bearish. Then this is going to push the 30-minute squeeze lower. And then this will potentially push the 1 hour squeeze lower, though since the 1 hour squeeze is only 2 bars in, it may just squeeze all day, but that is okay if we get the overall direction correctly. So as long as we don't go against us slowly, then we are, or if it goes against us slowly, excuse me, then we are okay. But my whole directional bias was based off of the dark pool prints, and we waited. Like there was a minute, like I'm recording this whole thing, that there was a minute that was looking bullish, but we waited for a trigger, and the trigger today was the break below VWAP and 39.60. And like I said, I sold the what again? The 39. I already forgot. The 39.80s. So these are basically at the highs up here. Now we're right into the 15-minute range low. So let's see if we get that pushing. And we see a 30-minute squeeze starting to go negative as well. So everything is starting to push to the downside. We look at the market internals. The ticks are down at a negative, currently negative 1,000. VIX is rolling higher. Advanced decline is going lower. And support is looking like it's going to be now down at 39.40, sorry. So that is that's the whole scenario as far as why we went short. This is going to be recorded, so by all means, feel free to watch the recording, watch how it all unfolded, critique it, give me critiques. I don't care. Like, I'm all for constructive criticism. I really am. That's the only way we get better, and I'm man enough to accept that. But that is the entire setup there. Now, when am I going to take profit? Profit is I want to lock it up early, like I mentioned, simply because it's a small account. Right now, I'm up 80 bucks in this $2,000 account. That is 4% return for this overall account. So I am more than likely probably going to lock it up near 50%. Why? Simply because it's a small account, it's a quick return, you get it, you get out of the way. So that is basically the whole setup there. And what is the stop loss? Rob, I would like you to look up at the alerts. It is 3 times your credit received, Rob. So whatever you received, times that by 3, bada bing, bada boom, that is your stop loss. So for me, if I got my credit of 345, all I want to do is pull up my little handy dandy calculator, and I want to multiply that by 3. So my stop loss is now at 1035. Dark pool activity, that is something I've been doing for a very long time, and that's a whole spiel there. I do have live trading in here at I do have live trading here at 1 Central, right? And then I will break some of that stuff down today as well. Then. Is 1035 more than half the accounts? No, Daddy is not. That is actually, well, if I got 345 of credit, I'll times that by 2. So it's basically a $300 loss if I take it. So it's up almost 100 bucks. You're gonna get it. What's my symbol? Simon, what you mean? Oh, Todd, no, I haven't covered that. But my sector strength and weakness. So what I've been doing in the options room is I am covering uh how to trade. Like it's gonna sound super cheesy when I say this. How to trade the dark pool, or trade around the dark pool like a hedge fund. And um, so basically, why like a hedge fund is because what I'm doing in my firm account, and there's a whole method to the whole madness, basically. But I'll break down that spreadsheet today during live trading because it's something that helps me find sector strength and weakness. By all means, I'll cover it. Yeah, I'll cover it then. All right, so we got the break of support. So I mean, and those of you that aren't aware of this, what we can do here. So we sold the 39.80 puts, right? So you can go to trade here and do this on Thinkorswim. You can do it on any of them. You go to the one that you sold. So I sold the 39.80 calls, which are currently now sitting at a delta 9 when they were 17 when I entered. So I want to right click, go to copy, and pull up this chart. So what you can do here is you can see how your position is reacting. That ain't right. Okay, 105, there we go. How your position is reacting based off how the SPX or ES is acting. You can change this to however you wish it to be, really. Good trade exit at 50. Excellent. I was trying to see if I could squeeze out 100 bucks. Almost there. But being greedy is typically when you get smacked in the face, right? We flush down to support and pop. Let's see if I can get 50. I mean, let's start this off on the right course. So I want to place a trade to exit at 50% of the credit received. All right, and that was just filled. All right, so what happened there is I got 345 of credit, close it up at 50% of the credit received. So basically, if you're curious as far as how much was made, so it was 345 divided by 2. Oops. So basically 86 bucks. So 86 bucks is roughly 4% return on a $2,000 account. Actually, one second. So close. Okay, yeah. So the math, the way it works is we got 345 of credit on ES, right? But we have to divide that by 2 because we're only get 50% of it. 50% on the ES features. But if you're in SPX, you're getting whole amounts, right? So we got 345 divided by 2, which means we got $172 of credit. But we closed it at 50%. So once again, all you do is divide it by 2, bada bing, bada boom, divide by 2, and it equals 86 bucks. Now, 86 bucks on a 2K account. Forgive my really bad handwriting on a mouse. It is harder than it looks. But if it's at 86 bucks at a 2K account, that is roughly a 4.5-ish % return on NLV. So does that make sense as far as how that works? And it was relatively drama free. I believe that it was kind of broken down. I actually got $92. Hey, if I got $92, I'll take it. Math is not my strong suit, everybody. I just know price and pattern and volume, and I'll trade it. I was dividing by 2 simply because I traded ES futures. You only get 50% of the credit. Flyboy, you're out. But yeah. All right, cool. But yeah, we'll see how the day pans out. But we waited for an entry. I was laying more bearish because of dark pool action. We got the trigger, quick flush. We'll see what the rest of the day holds, and we can talk again at 1. Is any last minute questions, I guess? And the reason I closed the whole spread and close it early instead of holding it out for 80% is simply because the closed the spread early because it was a small account. I went larger deltas because it's a small account. Larger delta means larger stop loss. If you have a larger stop loss, to me it makes more sense to close that out early. No, I sold ES options futures. Simon. And but yeah, that is pretty much it really for the day as far as DTE goes. I mean, the trade's done. So I kind of like doing this. I like us to come together, kind of like a team huddle. We make a plan. We're a bunch of little wolves, right? The sandpack. We get together and formulate a plan to go out hunting together, get our prey, which is our profit or whatnot, and then continue on about our day. So we'll do this again tomorrow, as long as there's no crazy economic news. I'll have to look at it. And like I said, these are now official trades as well. No, they do not count as a day trade because I did it in ES futures options. Yeah, just an hour. I'm actually about to cut it. There's nothing really else to say. Can I show my volume profile that I showed in yesterday's class? Sure. I'll show that, and then I will cut y'all guys loose. I do have to run some, believe it or not, pajamas to my kid because today was pajama day at school, and his mama did not put him in pajamas, so Dad has to go rescue him before my live session. But I am live again in here on Monday, or on Monday at 1 o'clock, and I'll discuss a lot of it again at 1 o'clock. And then I am going to do this daily. Like I do want to come in and do this, like I said, because I do think it has a very strong compounding effect. I have a generally good idea to reading price action for a day, though sometimes I am not perfect, but I have a general idea, so therefore this trade works very well with me. But let's see here, who was asking for this? Delta 50. Here's the market profile you're asking about. We're right below the peak at basically 39.56. So you can see how we're sitting right here at 39.60, and we kept on coming up here to basically 39.70, which is at this peak, and then we finally broke. And so theoretically, we should rally or fall down to here if we do that. I draw those lines on there. But let's see, any last calls? See a good call. I was tempting to jump into selling PCS with John K. Yeah, yeah. Patience paid today. Patience has been definitely the key to the game here lately. Pop a pajama emergency, right? Yeah, I do gotta take some, like I said, pajamas to my kiddo so he doesn't feel left out. He was pretty heartbroken when he found out that. But yeah, so not only did I come in, make my 1% NLV goal, or obviously more, but hit the goal, but also you get to go be there for your family when you need them. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I will be live in here again, like I said, at 1 for our scheduled typical time. And we'll break down some discussions here to help clear anything up, and also anything that is just not making any sense and kind of like the goals I have going forward with this as I am trying to revamp this stuff. I did exit before 80%. Why, Gurmeet? Because it is a small account. I am trying to grow a small account, so therefore I wanted to get in and get out early. And with a small account with a larger delta, and small account means you have to have a narrow spread, and so therefore it makes sense to me to go larger delta, narrower spread, and get out early because you have a larger stop loss. And also, I just think it makes sense to take profits early right now because we are simply sandwiched between two zones, and we really don't know which way it's going to go today. So, but today to the short side was the trigger simply because we broke that 39.60 level, and it flushed, and now it's coming up. So, I don't think taking profits is a bad idea at the moment until we get some leverage in. And once we start slaying some SPX in it, then that'll be a whole different story. But that's my goal with this whole thing. Everyone good? It's good to see everybody in here. You would love to see SPX example? Not in the small account. You can see SPX examples in all the live trading we did in the class the other day, Bob. SPX doesn't change. Same deltas, same strategy, just different product. But this is for the small accounts, so I'll be doing the small stuff there. All right, awesome rafting. I'm glad you enjoyed it. But yeah, Bob, it's the same trade. Not trying to be sound rude or anything, but yeah, it's just it's the same setup, same trade, just different product. Yeah, Pavlin. Yeah, of course. All right, but I'll catch y'all free. I don't run these jammy jams. Of course, Bob. And like I said, I am going to be doing this again as much as every day as I can. So either one works. Jonathan, he added the same while petting his dog and on a vacation. The traded SPX. Awesome. But yeah, that was a quick 50%. Took it. All right, everybody. I want to go run those pajamas, and I'll see everyone again at 1 p.m. Central, and we'll just discuss some swing trades, how it works, and how all this is working, and stuff like that going forward. But everyone have an awesome day, and I'll see y'all at 1. Take care, everybody.